let's get into this Trump event. Donald Trump today announced he is suing class action Twitter and Facebook. Why? Because they banned him and Trump doesn't understand the First Amendment, among other things. And Trump is suing everybody. And let's just go through some of these clips and see what this was all about. It was humiliating.
Dude, I'm filing as the lead class representative a major class action lawsuit against the big tech giants, including Facebook, Google, and Twitter.
Whoa, what just happened? That was bizarre. Okay, so Trump suing Facebook, Google, and Twitter. Where was that one? Okay, there it is. All right, so Trump is filing a lawsuit. Okay, next, Trump clearly not understanding the First Amendment.
The founding fathers.
So if you're suing Twitter and Facebook and you're talking about the founding fathers, it's probably already off the rails.
We're looking very strongly at sinks and showers.
Okay, let's continue.
Described this right in the very First Amendment to our Constitution because they knew that free speech is essential to the prevention of horror.
Hara. That's H-A-H-R-R-A-H. Hara. I think he sort of glitched there, to be perfectly frank. That seemed like he got confused with himself. But this is a very, very strange clip. I think I need to see this one more time.
The founding fathers inscribed this right in the very First Amendment to our Constitution because they knew that free speech is essential to the prevention of horror and to the preservation of our republic.
Oh, man.
And God bless the United States.
So none of this has anything to do with the First Amendment. OK, the government is not limiting Trump's ability to speak or anything like that. So that's just absurd. Now, this clip, I don't even know that I fully understand. Let's look at it.
You know, a lot of people ask me about Dr. Fauci. I like Dr. Fauci. I actually get along with him great. But they said, why didn't you fire him? I said, no, he was good. He'd recommend something. I'd do the opposite. And we always turned out to be right.
This is an event about Trump suing, I guess, to get what he misunderstands to be his First Amendment rights back. And somehow he's attacking Fauci. Fox News actually cut away hilariously. Fox went to something about COVID origins, whereas Newsmax stuck with it. It's all really, really weird. The event continued and Trump took questions. This one I don't even get. Like, tell me if you can understand what on earth Trump is talking about in this one.
Just to clarify, who should be the arbiter of what's hate, what's offensive, what should not be published, what goes beyond free speech? And because so much of this, your banning has to do with comments you made around January 6th, just to clarify further, what did you do to stop the insurrection, as some people call it, and why were you not able to stop it?
So that whole event, unfortunate event, just went through Congress and a report was issued and my name wasn't even mentioned. And I appreciate that. I was surprised, frankly, because I assumed that they would have come up with their typically biased, at least on the Democrat side, statement. The report came out, as you saw, 2 weeks ago. My name wasn't even mentioned. That was an unfortunate event. I say, though, however...
Guys, the insurrection was unfortunate. It was unfortunate. That's it.
People are being treated unbelievably unfairly. When you look at people in prison and nothing happens to Antifa, and they burned down cities and killed people.
I should have assumed it was going to end up being about Antifa.
There were no guns in the Capitol. They burned it, except for the gun that shot Ashley Babbitt.
That appears to be a complete and total lie.
And nobody knows who that man were. If that were the opposite way, that man would be all over. He would be the most well-known, and I believe I can say man, because I believe I know exactly who it is.
Trump's desperate, by the way, to out that officer. Big supporter of law enforcement, but desperate to out that officer.
But he would be the most well-known person in this country, in the world. But the person that shot Ashley Babbitt boom, right through the head. Just boom. There was no reason for that.
Trump's mad about police brutality now, so-called.
And why isn't that person being opened up? And why isn't that being
They got to open them up, do an autopsy. Well, they're alive, but open them up.
They've already written it off. They said that case is closed. If that were the opposite, that case would be going on for years and years, and it would not be pretty. So I just thought this was a very important time. Yeah, please.
So what was the answer? The question was about Trump being banned from Twitter for the things he said on January 6th. And he talked about Antifa. Really, really weird. And then here is Trump with his new mantra.
If you say it long enough, hard enough, often enough,
and wide enough as well,
people will start to believe it. That's what happened with Russia. That's what happened with Ukraine. That's what happened with, well, the worst is when they don't say it, like the laptop from hell.
Yeah.
They call them dumps.
Yeah. So there it is, Trump suing everyone, I guess, and class action lawsuit. I don't think it's really going to go anywhere, but we will have to wait and see.